Ladies, when was the last time you were called crazy? Other than by me, of course. When was the last time a man called you crazy? Or was it another woman who called you crazy? Or was it a situation where you weren't really feeling crazy until they called you crazy, which triggered you to respond in a way that made them look like they were right in their assessment of you because of how you were reacting?
Don't call me crazy! You know what? I don't like that you're making sense.
I get it, ladies. You might be wondering, how did you get here? But don't worry. You did the right thing. You came to class. Balance of power, I got you covered with today's lesson. Why are women crazy? Let's get it in. Now, ladies, before you get all upset and just click off of the video because you don't like what you've heard so far.
You know what? I don't like you. I don't like what you're talking about. You're stupid. I'm just gonna leave.
Now, hold up, wait. Ladies, before you dip out, just listen. Listen to the whole thing. Even if you're hating on me now, why not save your hate until the end? This is a situation where you get to observe rule 1 and know thyself. You can learn about you, learn about these deeper things. So, if you're going to hate, hate at the end to make sure that you have something true to hate about. But I'm pretty sure by the end, you might still hate me, maybe just a little, as the messenger, but you're probably going to be like,
you know what? I don't really like him, but he makes a lot of sense.
So the why. Why are you crazy? Why does this happen? Ladies, it can be really broken down into 2 main parts. One is the surface level of what you like, and next is the deeper level of how you're built. And one feeds into the other. How you're built feeds into what you like, which feeds into your actions, which, yeah, you might look crazy. All right, ladies, so I'm saying it's what you like, but really, a lot of these things, I would say it's a straight up addiction. Y'all love it like, it just needs to be in your veins. The first one, information. Y'all want to know everything. Everything. All the time, all day. You want information. Adventure. You want to go places and do things and experience this over here and experience that over there. And what's that? Ooh, this is great. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that. You like going on adventures. You like it new. You like new things. You like that new. You like the new hotness. You like things that are new. It's one of the reasons, ladies, that you are all about being first, because when you are first, it's new. And not just new for you, but new for everyone. You're the newest of the new. If you're first, y'all like that new. Lastly, you like change. You like things to constantly change, switch up, move around, which helps with the newness. Because once you've done something new, now you've already done it. You can't go back and do it again because it's not new anymore. So you change into something else, and then you change into something else, and then you change it into something else. On the topic of what you like, what you addicted to. If I were to sum it up into one word, it would be variety. The first way of how you're built, ladies, you are built on a track of emotional and philosophical logic. Whereas for men, 1 + 1 = 2. For you, 1 + 1 = 1. But sometimes 1 + 1 = 3. Sometimes 1 + 1 = something completely different. All right, if you're a man and you're wondering how 1 + 1 = 1 and 1 + 1 = 3, it's like this. So imagine you're a married couple, right? You're one man and one woman coming together and you make one flesh. Or if you're a married couple, you're one man and one woman coming together and make one kid. 1, 1, 1. Bang, bang. You are built on the track of feeling good. Things that you do and experience have to feel good for you emotionally. They've got to feel good logically. It has to make sense in order for you to feel that you can do it. You're built on a track of feeling, but it's specific to positive things. You're built on a track of being communal, creating community, creating bonds between people, creating all these situations in which it's more than just you. It's more than just you and one other person. If you can have a group of folks, then that is something that is natural for you. And lastly, you're built on a track of entertain me. You will find a way to be entertained, even if you have to entertain yourself. Ideally, you want to be entertained by someone else, which is why usually you bring in other people and you don't usually do things alone. But if you have to, yes, you will entertain yourself because entertainment is a part of your build. If I were to sum up this section of how you're built, ladies, into one word, it would be creation. Now, you are the carriers of life, so therefore you are programmed for creation. For creation in terms of you are baking a human within you. If you're pregnant, creation in terms of you're creating bonds between people. Not just bonds with you and whoever you're hanging out with, but you also like to bring in other people who has nothing to do with you. You're bringing everyone together. You are the glue that holds a lot of life together. So that creation is a big piece. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper on the science of it all. So we talked about the variety, we talked about the creation, and what does that really mean on a scientific level? So ladies, you being the carriers of life, basically, a lot of how you're designed is to keep you safe, is to keep you protected, so that if you had no one outside protecting you, the ways that you operate keep you protected. So whether it's the variety, the switching, the moving around, it makes you a hard target to get at. So think of it like this. Anything that is smaller and softer and squishier in terms of organisms, like a hummingbird or a squirrel or even like a fish. Those things, they move quick, they dart around, they're hard to capture. If you're trying to catch a fish with your bare hands, that's not easy. You're trying to catch a hummingbird that's moving around because of the constant movement. You, ladies, with this constant, I need to go here, I need to go here, I need to go here. We don't know where you are. We can't capture you. You're hard to capture. The other parts of you, again, because you're the carrier of life, you surround yourself with people. You've got this community of folk. You don't go to the bathroom alone. You don't go to the movies alone. You go rolling with a crew. You're creating an entertainment, an environment where people love and care and everybody wants to, because of this positive environment and because you're bringing everybody in and you're doing new adventures here, new adventures there. You're constantly being surrounded by people who like you, think you're fun, and want to protect you and want to be around you. So you're surrounded and insulated from danger. And even if you're alone, you're constantly moving and juking like a basketball player at the NBA Finals. It's to keep you safe. So at this point, ladies, you might be thinking to yourself, I don't understand. Like, what's so crazy about being safe and all the stuff? Carrier of life, of course, duh. What's crazy about that? Well, that was the why it happens, why it was generated, why you're built that way. But let's get into the how. So how it all works, ladies, how you end up looking crazy, is that it comes from an overactivation of the emotional and philosophical nature of you. When you start to go too far in wanting adventure, wanting newness, wanting everybody around you, but at the same time, then inevitably, because humans are humans, you don't always get along with everybody. So then you have this weird situation that really only happens in women relationships where you want someone around you, but you don't even really like them. You have this frenemy thing. You want to be invited to her party, but you don't even really want to go. What the heck is that? Stuff like that starts to look and sound crazy. You want everything, but you don't just want everything. You don't just want this over here and that over there. You want this over here and that over there at the same damn time. This is where a man, because he's watching this, the more you do it, the faster you move, you start to flit around like a hummingbird. You look erratic. You look unstable. You look crazy because you want to go to the left and you want to go to the right at the same damn time. You can't be in two places at once. But you know you can't be in two places at once because you're smart. But at the same time, even though you know it, you still want it. You know that you can't, but you want it anyway. Because again, you want it makes you look crazy. Just a quick side note, ladies. Another thing that kind of leads into this whole craziness is the fact that like I said earlier, it's not even really just something you like. These things tend to be addictions. Why is it such crack to you? Because again, it's a biological imperative for you to remain safe. So you're flitting around, you're moving around, and your need for information, because the more information you get can help you to determine if this person's dangerous, if that situation's dangerous. You need to know what's going on so you can stay safe. But the more it looks desperate and the more that you're like, no, I need to travel, I need to go here, it's a need. These things end up being such an ingrained need for you because of that imperative. But again, because you have this need to have all of the things all at once and everything everywhere, it's just chaos. And to a man that likes peace, quiet, and stability, this, and really even to each other, it's not even just us, even to you, other women who are doing all of this, look crazy. I'll tell you something, ladies, that I would tell my clients, and I've told many a girlfriend this statement, so remember it. Now, it is this. You can get everything you want. We can get you everything you want. You just can't have everything you want at the same damn time. It's not really possible. So you need to prioritize. You need to understand that you can't be everywhere and have everything all at once.
Don't let anything distract you from it.
So yeah, you look crazy when you try to be everything everywhere all at once. That looks crazy. Now, if you don't know this movie and you just saw this poster, does this poster not look crazy? Yes, it does. Ladies, this is what we see when you start being everywhere. So, how do you fix it? What do you do now? How do you control it? How do you stop looking crazy? Well, you already know where you are. It's balance of power. Obviously, I'm going to give you solutions. So the first thing, ladies, is to heed what I said before. You can't have everything at the same time. So how do you do that? On top of creating priorities, and we'll get into making lists a little bit later, in like a minute, the first thing you need to do is slow down. Just slow down. Whatever it is you want, whatever it is you want to have or go to or get or how you want to move, just do it a little bit slower. You going like this versus looking around the room, which looks more crazy? This, where you look like, you know what you look like, or this. Yeah. Change your tempo, ladies. That simple change alone. So that was a physical example, but do that with your talking. Do that with the decisions you make. Do that with the things you want. And when you say the things you want, if you start to say it slower, maybe you'll start to hear how a lot of it is contradictory. A lot of it, and again, not every single woman, but all of y'all. All of you. And when I say all, for women, it's like 85% plus a little bit. There's gonna be the outliers and the weirdos and the folks who don't conform. Duh. But 85% is a good enough percentage to make a massive dent. That's basically all of y'all. But the next thing you're gonna do, ladies, is you're going to realize that you can't get rid of the crazy. Like I said, it's a biological imperative for you. You need all the movement. You need the information and the change and the adventure and all that. But you gotta first decide where to put it. Now, I've already said this in other videos, but I'm gonna give this lesson again. You need to direct where your energy goes, because if you don't, it's going to pop out and explode in areas that you don't like. You can't not address this. Why? Because like we talked about, it's a biological imperative for you ladies. So that means you're going to be generating this chaotic, I need to be everywhere all at once energy, this flitting around, hummingbird, squirrel-like energy. If it's constantly being generated, if you don't direct where it goes, it's going to explode like a claymore mine everywhere. And unlike men, ladies, men will have their energy bottle up and it'll explode generally in like one area or another area, or it'll be a big explosion in one aspect of their life. For you, ladies, you kind of work opposite. It's not going to be a big explosion in one area, generally. Generally, for you, it'll be a bunch of little pop, 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 pop in every aspect of your life. You won't just be popping out crazy thoughts and things in your yoga class. Nah. If you don't direct where it's going to go, and you've got too much of this chaotic, I need to be everywhere and do everything energy, it's going to pop out at yoga class, going to pop out when you pick your kids up at daycare, it's going to pop out at work, going to pop out at church, it's going to pop out in the bedroom with your man, he's like, hey baby, how you doing? Like, it's going to pop out everywhere. Again,
Explosion.
so you need to decide at which parts of your life are you going to let loose and have this energy pop out. So you're going to make a list with categories of your life, just broad categories. So call it with lists like wife and mother, work, spirituality, yoga, friends, self-care. In what areas are you going to let loose and just get out all this crazy? And just in case you're wondering what I mean by that, how do I get out crazy? Let's just take one aspect of information gathering. You can't, ladies, all the time be asking every question under the sun to your husband. We are not built for that level of conversation. We're not built to answer every question and to go every place and do everything and do all the changes and all. Like, you can't be 100% crazy in that way with that man. He might leave. Now, it takes a long time for a man to leave, but homie, you will melt his brain. We ain't ready for that. So you gotta choose where this craziness goes. Who's gonna get it and who's not? Who's gonna get when you're feeling a little erratic and emotional and angry and whatever you're feeling? It's got to go somewhere, and you need to decide. So there might be times where you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this level of crazy and the adventures and stuff with my girlfriend when I'm going to be talking to her and asking her all kinds of questions and getting the gossip portion. In the travel, I'm going to do that with my husband and my kids. And with the communal portion, I'm going to do that when I go to church and make sure I stay connected to this woman's group that I have, whatever it might be. Decide each of these things and the ways that you're built, where it's going to go. Now, ladies, with this, you need to create a never that list. So, each of us gets to decide where our energy goes, yeah? But you need to have a list of places that it never goes. That you should never allow yourself to get too crazy, too flighty, too emotional, too finger guns, too much pushing. Certain areas it should never go. Now, I'll give you, just like I gave the men, at least one thing that needs to be on every list. Every woman watching this needs to have this on her never that list. And it is this, ladies. Your children. Or not even just your children. Children, period. You can never be crazy on children. Nah. You can't give all of that, especially if it ends up being negative or angry or really erratic. You can't do that. Out of all things in the world that you're supposed to protect, especially you as a woman, children should be right there. Now, of course, you should be, looking out for your husband and protecting your family as a whole. But let's say you don't have a husband or it's some random child who you don't know. Children for you, ladies, are required. Men are required to protect you and kids. You, at least, are required to protect kids. Save them. And that means you need to save them and protect them from you. Even you. Your craziness is not exempt because, oh, well, I'm a woman, so I can. No. Nah. I've had to have this conversation at least once in a relationship one time where there was a woman, there were kids in the house, and she was going a little too far, doing a little bit too much in front of the kids. And I had to pull her aside into another room and say, look, you can hate me all you want. You can be mad at me because of this thing that you feel like I didn't do, and that's fine. But you getting mad at me better be in another room. Those kids are innocent. They didn't do anything. Let them chill out, watch movies, hang out, have fun. That's what they're here to do. So as far as you, if you continue to do all of this crazy stuff in front of them and ruin their whole emotional situation, you and me are going to have a problem. So I said it kind of how I said it to you. I wasn't too crazy. I wasn't too harsh, but I was firm and I let her know that's not okay. Ladies, it is not okay to damage children just because you're feeling stuff. We don't really care what you feel. It doesn't matter. Don't put that on no kids. Don't let that happen. You need to be woman enough to check yourself and to make sure you have some kind of outlet, some kind of lightning rod. And I've done the lightning rod example before. Watch the other video about that. But you need to be woman enough to make sure you don't allow yourself to ruin, destroy, hurt, harm kids at all. So that needs to be on your never that list. And so finally, ladies, with this list, hopefully you're going to be using this list. If you're already in relationships, then maybe you can work something out and hopefully you've already done this. But if not, and you're starting to get into a relationship or you're starting to figure stuff out, when you are looking for people and you've created the list of where you're going to be crazy, where you're going to let it pop out, you should find a man who complements your crazy, meaning he is stable in areas where you are not. So if you want to be crazy with the whole conversation kind of a thing, and that's what you want in the area of your man, then you need to find a dude who has high level of patience and he can listen, where he can complement that need that you have to get that crazy out with your person. Okay? But ultimately, ladies, you need to make sure that you do this. You cannot avoid this. You can't let hatred of me or you feeling like, who's he think he is? Don't worry about who I am. Even if you think of me as the devil, all right, you still have a responsibility to take care of you. Listen to the information and still make sure you do it. Because it's an imperative, ladies, to make sure you don't harm the people who you care about or overtax those people who are supposed to be in your corner. You, again, should be woman enough to make sure that your crazy doesn't just pop out everywhere, because that is what will happen. The universe operates on a auto-negative situation, which means if you do nothing, in most cases, negativity is what happens. Negativity will take care of itself. If you stop working out, you will automatically just start to gain weight, with some few exceptions. But for the most part, when you do nothing, negative just pops out. Negative just happens. In order for positive things to happen in your life, positive requires action in order for it to be done. The moment you stop action, negativity will take care of itself. So make sure you're taking action to take care of the people you love and care about. Now that's the end of today's lesson. So you know what to do. Go ahead and throw thumbs. And if you found value in this video, which I know you did, go ahead and subscribe. We're still on the road to 10K. And so if you're really good, go ahead and slide this video to somebody who might need to hear it. So gentlemen, if you're watching this and this wasn't a woman watching this, but you want a woman you know to get this information, but you're looking for a bad guy to be able to deliver it, hey, What you got me for? I will take that female heat if you need me to. Now I know you love these lessons, so come on back, click on another video. Till next time though, deuce deuce.